This is an overview video on UMVIM. UMVIM is the United Methodist Volunteers in Mission. This provides a lot of great ways that we can be involved in service. And I'm going to be going over to umc.org. I did make a short video, a short introduction. This one's going to be a little bit longer and show a little bit more detail. What I'm going to do is hover here on how we serve and come down to volunteer opportunities. This takes us to the volunteer opportunities, and I'm going to come down here and click this middle of the three links, which is for UMVIM. This is the About UMVIM page, and this is allowing us to have short-term assignments and have a variety of things that we can do, helping with children, helping with mission facilities, disaster relief in the U.S. and around the world. Now I'm going to hit types of volunteers on this left-hand side. There's going to be a couple that I'm going to not be emphasizing. Mission volunteers is a term that the United Methodist Church uses for people that are going to be serving a longer period of time from 2 months to 2 years. I won't be emphasizing that in this video. Prime timers is for people that are retired. Once again, I'm not going to be emphasizing that. In this video, I'm going to be emphasizing opportunities for Sunday school classes, Bible study groups, youth groups, and families. And here's some information about volunteer teams. The first thing is to contact your local church or your annual conference or your jurisdictional UMVIM coordinator. So let's take a minute to talk about the jurisdictional UMVIM coordinators. If I come back here to About UMVIM, we see that UMVIM is organized using the 5 jurisdictions around the U.S. And if I come over here to find your volunteer coordinator, this is going to take us to a list of the 5 jurisdictions. The North Central is the one I'm in. This is my coordinator, Tammy Kuntz, and the coordinators around the country. Now I'm going to go back to the types of volunteers and the volunteer teams. Oftentimes you go to an UMVIM site as part of a team, and you might go as a leader, or you might go as a volunteer. So it's important to understand what an UMVIM leader is. To give you a little bit of an idea of what an UMVIM leader is, let's go ahead and go over to the Northeast jurisdiction. Now, one of the things you'll notice here on the website is from time to time we will be going from one jurisdiction to another. That's okay. Sometimes we'll go from UMVIM to UMCOR. We'll talk about UMCOR in a little bit. But this is okay and natural in the connectional system. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to navigate over to the Northeast jurisdiction. Here is the coordinator, Tom Lank, in the Northeast jurisdiction. And I'm going to go over to UMVIM NEJ. This should be the Northeast jurisdiction. Now I'm at the NEJ, which is the Northeast jurisdiction. And to help you get a picture here, we're going to go to Menu, and then we're going to go to Resources. And they have a Team Leader Toolkit, and this is available online. This is a basic manual for team leaders. To qualify as a team leader, it's my understanding that you need to go to a training that is 6 to 8 hours. I'm going to download this Team Leader Toolkit, which is used during the training clearly. And this is a multi-page document. This one here is from 2017, so it looks up to date. Each of the jurisdictions may use a slightly different handbook, but the emphasis areas are the same. So this has an introduction, core values and best practices, some spiritual aspects, money aspects, building the team. So the team leader needs to go to a 6 to 8 hour training, and then the volunteers, depending on the job, will be trained either on site or ahead of time by the team leader. Okay, so here we are back at the volunteer team's overview, and it tells the process. Now let's take a look at the resources here on the left-hand side. We have some more information, volunteer do's and don'ts, guidelines, and UMVIM Awareness Sunday. United Methodist Volunteers in Mission has been around a long time, but we've only had UMVIM Awareness Sunday since 2016. And on this page, they have a poster, a fact sheet, some videos. In fact, these are probably more interesting videos than the one I'm preparing. Mine is kind of factual. Some information that you might use during your services to call attention to and raise awareness for UMVIM. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the training. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the North Central jurisdiction here. So here we are at the North Central jurisdiction, and if I go to trainings, there's going to be two things, a page of information about training opportunities and training dates. So let's click information about training opportunities. There are a variety of different trainings, and some of them involve disaster. Okay, so we need to talk about disaster relief. There are two terms that are used for disaster relief. ERT, which is Early Response Team, and LTR, which is Long-Term Recovery Team. I'm going to leave this page for just a minute, and I'm going to come over to a page here at the Northeast jurisdiction, and this one explains nicely the terminology here. The Early Response Team, the ERT, is part of UMCOR. UMCOR is United Methodist Committee on Relief. This is when the hurricane hits or the flood or the tornado, and this team goes in near the beginning of the process. They need to be highly trained and certified to be part of the early response team. But then there's the long-term recovery teams, the LTRs. And we were part of one of these in Virginia last summer, about 7 months after Hurricane Matthew hit Virginia. It's pretty easy to get onto a long-term recovery team. This would be utilizing UMVIM. So some of the trainings are if you want to be on an ERT, early response team. Here's a TLT. A TLT is the team leader training. This is for UMVIM, and like I said, it's 6 to 8 hours. So now we've looked at the information about training opportunities. Now let's look at the training dates. These happen to be in the North Central jurisdiction. Here's a team leader training, a TLT. Here's an ERT, which is early response team. Connecting neighbors, you can read about that training. Team leader training, mission volunteer. And remember that the mission volunteer, that terminology is used for someone that's going to be serving a longer period of time from 2 months to 2 years. Next, I would like to explain and show you the newsletters, which are very informative. So I happen to be back here at the North Central jurisdiction, and I'm going to click Breaking Disaster Response News. And here's some information about the disaster response. And it won't just be in our jurisdiction because we're a connectional system. Those of us in North Central might go down to South Georgia, for example, to help out. On this left-hand side are the recent e-newsletters. and these can be very beneficial. I think I'll click Opportunities for Service, April 30th, 2018. And here's the newsletter. It talks about the East Bay Church Camp, talks about some trainings, a Michigan team going to Liberia. So if you'd like to go to Liberia in October and November, there's information there. There's the U.S. project list, Puerto Rico response, trainings, and lots of information in these newsletters. Now, to close, I'd like to show some of the actual volunteer opportunities. If you didn't see the short introductory video, I'm back here at the About UMVIM page, and I'm going to go ahead and click one of the jurisdictions here. Then I'm going to come down to Opportunities to Serve. I'm going to click Read More. Then I'm going to click the sortable U.S. project list. I also encourage you to look at the international UMVIM sites list. Here we are at the U.S. project list. This is sortable. You can click on any of these headings and it sorts according to that one. The first one that's listed here is the Heifer Ranch. Maybe you've heard of the Heifer Project. If you'd like to be part of the Heifer Project, which has to do with animals, you can click here for more information. As we scroll down through, maybe we'll just pick one here. This is located, this casa, which I believe means house, is in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We see that they're taking junior high and senior high youth, adults, individuals, families. You click here for more information. It takes you to the website. This is New Mexico's home, away from home, providing a caring community to support and serve families facing cancer. So if this is something you might be interested in, you can read more information. Here's the Dallas area Habitat for Humanity. You can get connected with them if you wish. Now let's take a quick look at Sager Brown, which is in Baldwin, Louisiana. Disaster Response Relief Supplies. The Relief Supply Network. Now notice that we're over here at UMCOR, United Methodist Committee on Relief. UMCOR and UMVIM work hand in hand. There are two supply depots, one in Baldwin, Louisiana, and one in Salt Lake City, Utah. They collaborate with various warehouses around the United States. Sometimes people make kits at home and send them into these depots, and other times coordinators and volunteers go and work at the depot, putting together materials that are going to be used in a disaster. This is the big one in the middle of Illinois, which is a very popular site. If you want to go to this one, you need to book your date many months ahead of time, because we have Sunday school groups from all over the Midwest that love to come to Springfield and have a little vacation together there and work at the Midwest Distribution Center. Just a couple more comments about the ongoing relief that UMVIM does. The LTR team, the long-term recovery, this will take 1 or more years. I know that for Hurricane Katrina, it was numerous years they were doing long-term recovery. Secondly, I'm still learning about UMVIM and UMCOR. So if there's anything that I've stated that's incorrect in this video, I would appreciate it if you let me know. I am not affiliated with UMVIM or UMCOR other than the fact that I am a member of Wesley United Methodist Church in Macomb, Illinois. I hope this video has been helpful in helping you find your way around the website. There are many opportunities available in the United Methodist connectional system. I like this passage from Ephesians 2:10. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand, that we should walk in them. I will be making one more video, which is going to zoom out a little bit more to more volunteer opportunities other than UMCOR and UMVIM. Have a great day.